Hello my fellow hammerheads and welcome to the third lore part for the Hedonites of Slaanesh. In this video I will tell you about the society of the Hedonites. But before we begin, I recommend that you buy and read the Battletome and the stories for yourself, because only this way we can support Games Workshop, the Black Library, the authors, and you can enjoy the unabridged stories for yourself. As always, I will provide the faction-specific terminology in the description box down below. As for every new wonderful being watching this, as every video could be someone's first, these lore videos are meant to be role-played. I don the mantle of a traveler who gathers information about the lore and welcomes you in my newly set up Hammerhead Inn, which is located somewhere in the mortal realms. Now, I won't waste any more of your time, let's begin. Hello my friend, welcome back to the Hammerhead Inn. Please, grab yourself something to drink, I will be right with you. The society of the Hedonites is somehow unique, as in bizarre. They seek sensation in every kind. With them, you will find everything which your heart desires. The Hedonites seek all forms of sensation. The more extreme, the better. Hoping in perfecting their acts of multifaceted desire to free Slaanesh from his bonds. Sadly, their endeavors are proven right. If they bring enough energy through their vile acts to Slaanesh, he will rise once again and shatter his shackles which bind him. And just as fun fact, Slaanesh loves and hates it at the same time. But I want to tell you how the realm of Slaanesh was formed. The realm of chaos is a strange place. Many people wandered there. The majority perished, and few ever came back. Slaanesh's domain is comparable to paradise, if paradise gives you anything you want just to kill you. If anything, Slaanesh earned his title, the Prince of Temptation, for another reason. He is the only god of chaos who lures mortals into his realm just to see them react to their every desire. You don't have to praise or follow Slaanesh. No one is above temptation. This colorful slice of chaos is separated into 6 circles, which act as defense and as a pleasant time waster for the Dark Prince to watch. I won't go into much detail, as I had to rush through the realm and not to be captured or celebrate some delicious food. Just don't forget that everything in this realm is designed to kill. The first circle is avidity. If you think you are above riches, you might better think again. You will see these kinds of riches, which your heart desires most, even if it should be something small, like a simple ring. The second circle was, for me personally, the most difficult to traverse. Gluttony. Everything I saw was food, and everything was my personal favorite. Even those dishes, which I tasted only once, which felt like another age ago, were there. The third circle was, to no surprise, the one who had the most, let me call it, inhabitants. Carnality. Every race, gender and form is present in this realm, suited to your desires. The ground is covered in soft hay and the air feels fresh. But don't be fooled like all those others. The beauties you might see are in truth nothing but lies. The fourth circle is paramountcy. If you have any tendency of self-importance or self-overestimation, you should turn away here. The fifth circle is vainglory. Every victory, every small achievement will be praised and held aloft for everyone to see. If nothing should work, the realm will remind you that you have bested and survived the other circles. The last circle is a nefarious one, indolency. Hopefully you have enough brown bean drink with you, as every step will feel like it is too much. You just want to lie down and close your eyes, just to rest for a single moment, never to wake up. If you survive every circle, you will reach the Palace of Slaanesh, a tower fortress of incomprehensible height. Inside, you will find decadency and luxury beyond your wildest dreams and madness. But as the god of excess is gone, only the most loyal and faithful servants can be found here, as they wait for his return. This realm is the birthplace of the Slaaneshi demons. They are, in a sense, avatars of their dark god. They are formed from the essence as the deity they serve. As servants of Slaanesh, they are strangely attractive and repulsive at the same time. Usually lithe and pale of skin, they favor the most expensive gems, silks, metals, skin or organs to adorn themselves. A vice which you see everywhere. Material possession is great in them. The demons do everything they can to climb the ladder in the courts of their master. Maybe you have seen them already. Multiple arms are common in the ranks of the Slaaneshi, each ending in claws or pincers, able to give them the pleasure of the kill directly in a gory sensation of penetrating the skin of their victim and ripping through their organs. Long tails are not as common, but still deadly, as they wrap around their enemies and squeeze the life from them in a part of lover's caress and part murderous strangle. The majority of the demons are the demonettes, created from the echoes of mortal desire and shaped to fulfill the Dark Prince's every need. They pry the deepest and darkest secrets from the hearts of the mortals and use this knowledge to rise higher in the ranks of sensation. Warriors and messengers alike, they hate the Lumineth realm lords like no other, as these elves try to avoid sensation and, to be honest, any kind of emotion. So after the fighting is done, they don't take ether quartz or valuable items, but secrets learned from the lips of their dying enemies. In war, they are swift and attack in masses, lithe and dexterous killers. They enjoy playing with their prey and try to inflict as much pain as possible before they die. To see them in battle is to experience a whirlwind of emotions: lust, adoration, disgust, and revulsion. Glamoured in an entrancing aura, their enemies just see what is perfect to them. Often, mortal champions are surrounded by demonettes, but only as long as the mortal is interesting in any way for an extended period of time. As demonettes are mainly a force on foot, I've seen some riding a mount, or better yet, a vehicle of some sorts. The mounted ones are called seekers. Bipedal and swift mounts, the steeds of Slaanesh possess a serpentine body. They are able to taste fear, joy, and lust over miles away with their several foot-long tongues. Able to run for an eternity The Demonettes have to trick them, so they lure them with something the steed desires, or ambush them as they are distracted with something fascinating. They are like every Slaaneshi demon, curious for sensation. Forming the vanguard of the armies, they are the immortal hunters. Accompanied are the seekers by the Demonettes riding their vehicles. So light to accelerate to immense speeds, and yet hard enough to crash into fully armored enemies. These chariots, Hellflayers, and exalted Hellflayers are truly terrifying. They are equipped with blades instead of tires, so that their prey will be shredded into red mist. The souls of their victims are trapped in the whirling mass of metal just to experience their suffering over and over again. The last of the lower echelon of demons are the fiends, a mixture of nightmare and chimerical beasts. 4 human legs bending in opposite directions, 2 enormous pincer claws on their arms, a tail with a venomous stinger, and at last a sleek, draconic head with horns and vibrant hair. As the description is terrifying, if you should see them in action, they emit an unnatural musk which will attract you. Even the most stoic warriors are not safe and may drift away in their thoughts. A swiftness which beguiles their height is often a surprising factor for every encounter. But they are beautiful singers, if I might say so. The mortal Hedonites are known as Sybarites. Their beginnings are just like you would imagine. One bad decision, one not so good friend who tried to tempt you to do something weird, or maybe just the curiosity to know what it's like to seek the thrill. But it doesn't end there. It is just the first step into damnation and their everlasting chase to seek greater heights up unto the point in which everything is left behind. Morality and sanity are just mere words to them. Unknowingly and unintentionally, they empower the Dark Prince. Anything can tip the scale for them to worship Slaanesh. Might it be a kiss blown from the lips of a demon, a whispered word from the dark to arouse them, or even a delicious glass of water? Their soul might rebel against their decisions, warning them against the tide of madness, but temptation will overcome them. An artist, for example, might be dissatisfied with her work and she finds a new color, one which changes its original state and will be discolored after a few moments as soon as it is on the canvas. In her rush to create her magnum opus, she seeks more and more of that which can't be grasped, only to fall into the spiral of madness and listen to voices which aren't there. All her duties, social contacts, are tossed aside just to get her next fix. By then, it is too late. The point of no return has been crossed. Slaanesh will claim her soul. After that, every mortal will reveal itself as a seeker of extreme experience, changing and morphing the person from within and without. Often, the unspoken pact is sealed with the blood of an innocent bystander, just to protect their secret. Their sinister transformation will be completed, and they will become Sybarites, mortal warriors of the Dark Prince. Applying artful war paint and wearing jewels is just the beginning, as many warriors are gifted with grotesque anatomies. White orb-like eyes with giant dilated pupils appear as welts of darkness. One of their senses might take over just to fill the gap in their souls which they seek. Their sense of smell might be so intensified that they channel every scent over their entire body directly into the brain, or their ability to taste so stretched that they are able to taste the air. But please do not be fooled. They are deadly warriors. Experts in their own way of thrill-seeking glory and rewarded with mutations or other strange powers just to immerse themselves further in their vices. After a while, they grow into, in their own eyes, perfect form to experience their addiction. Let me tell you about the foot soldiers of the Hedonites. The first ones are the Blissbarb archers. They are the lowest of the low, not allowed to experience the sensation of close quarters combat. So they are using bows to sow death amidst their enemies, and just a few of them recall that specific moment as they picked up their weapons, like their former lives being dreams which finally came to an end. Their senses are being heightened by Slaanesh, so that they can experience the sensation offered by their arrows penetrating the flesh of their enemy. One thing differs from them to archers of other armies. They coat their arrows in a mixture called Lisbrew. If you know the stories of an ancient warlord who commanded his archers to coat their arrows in excrement, so that their enemies will suffer death through infection if they survive the arrows. This takes it to another level. Drawn to the Blissbarb archers are homunculi. No one knows where they come from, but they bear censers to battle in which the Blissbrew is stored. All manner of taboo ingredients, including severed heads, are in there. Potent stuff, I tell you. Once I saw them taking down a rampaging Maw-crusher. Then they are the Blissbarb Seekers. Honoring the demonic Seekers with their name, or out of jealousy. Their creed is to be faster, faster, always faster. They ride on exalted steeds of Slaanesh to enjoy the high-speed kills. Born from mind-blasting, their words not mine, experiences, are struck with a sudden urge to acquire of the steeds. But they have to prove themselves to their future mounts, and with the willful mingling of their blood, these steeds are capable to endure longer periods of time in the mortal realms in comparison to their lower counterparts. Equals to the Blissbarb Seekers are the Slickblade Seekers. These are chosen knights of Slaanesh. Instead of bows, they carry polearms to battle, as the kill from afar does not satisfy them enough. The Slickblades are proud Hedonites and present themselves as princes of the battlefield, as they learned from the Lumineth Dawn Riders how to cleave through foot soldiers. They perfected the art of decapitating their enemies with a single strike to ensure that the Blissbrew of their archer friends always have enough heads to add to the mixture. Their lower counterparts are the Hellstriders. Atop their steeds of Slaanesh, they are fused with their mounts and are cursed to feed their god souls. Slaves for all eternity, they have to ride from battle to kill and offer them to the Dark Prince. If they fail, they will die from withdrawal. The elite warriors of the Dark Prince are the Myrmidesh Painbringers, dealers of beautiful deaths. These Sybarites experience true ecstasy as they deliver killing blows. To become a Myrmidesh is no simple feat. They have to overcome 6 trials, not only in body, but in senses as well. Their last trial is the hardest, as they have to drink 6 potions and fight through a host of foes, which after every defeat will become larger and larger in number. Each Myrmidesh joins a blade sect which is devoted to a specific aspect of combat. May it be counter-attacking or to be so fast that their enemies can't block their strikes. What really matters is the amount of agony they inflict. With their all-enclosing helmets, they hide their faces to express their status as the most devoted servants of the Dark Prince. But beware those who stagger them in combat, as they will fall into a frenzy until the enemy is dead and return to their prideful nature as soon as the killing blow falls. But some of them just don't want to be a soldier in a faceless army. These are the Sybarites twin souls, named because they share their bodies with lower echelon demons to gain their power. A shortcut to power, if you are willing. Sybarites possess great strength and speed, but they have to fight the demon inside them as well, because the majority of Sybarites will be overwhelmed and reduced to soul slivers, doomed to watch how the demon takes control over their body without any kind of control. Last but not least are the Slangors. They are beasts of chaos, embodiments of the bestial urges of Slaanesh. There are a few rumors how they came to be. One of them is a brotherhood of knights who fought the beasts of chaos and was probably cursed afterwards. As they awoke the next day, they were beasts themselves. The Sybarites love them, as their flesh is studded with gemstones and they are lathered in fragrant oils. War is a banquet of sensation for the Hedonites. Everything can be found on the field of battle. Sweet terror, bitter pain, spicy, burning hope, and sour bloodlust. It is a palette of finely cut pieces to enjoy the delight in every nuance of hostility. Only in war they are able to glut themselves in as much sensation as possible. The more weapons they can use, the better. And with weapons I mean tongues, tails, pincers, claws, swords, and other extremities. To the Hedonites, only their obsession is the right path to please the Dark Prince, and every other devotee is a fool or barbarian. To me, and maybe you as well, they look like a carnival of madness. But still, they do look attractive and alluring to the mortal eye. They know exactly what mortals desire and act the way, showing just the tantalizing amount of naked skin, gesturing suggestively, dancing in attracting ways. Those who prove weak-willed will stumble forward just to be disappointed. They won't get the delights they crave, but they will be torn apart, and their screams are the music the demons dance to. But one thing unites every devotee of the Dark Prince: the wish to see the mortal realms reshaped as an endless dark paradise. Not like the other gods of chaos who would shape them into boring, monocultural lands of disgust. For Slaanesh fears boredom and uniformity. All semblance of decency, purity and restraint would be outlawed. Like yesterday's snow, it would be forgotten and become a distant memory. I hope my attempts to teach you about their society helped you. Next time I will tell you about their leadership. I'm keen to know what you think about everything I told you. Just leave me a note under my table. I hope you will lend your ears to my stories again. I have many more for you to quench your thirst for knowledge. You just have to listen for the bell, and you will know that I'm here again, waiting for you. Have a good night, friend, and please, stay fantastic. Bye.